Today in Haz Armory, how to recable a Favero reel. Infinitely easier than an Uhlmann, but you still gotta know how. Okay, so let's recable this Favero reel. The cable's really short, so we gotta put it back on again. First thing to do is get the old cable out, which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull the old cable back here all the way. I need a detension of the spring, and the easiest way to do that is with the casing on. And all the way out here. There it goes. It's all the way out now. I'm going to cut it, let it retract inside the detention spring. Here we go. And that's what I do with the casing on. Let me wind the rest of this up here real quick. I'm winding the old cable up so I can toss it easily. Also, I can cut the plug head away. Can we reuse that? Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut that away. And all this goes away. And I'll put this aside for the time being. Okay, so now I can take this apart. Okay, the screws, put them aside. The drill aside. And there's the reel. You can see that's what's left. So, makes the brakes are working fine. Donut's still there. Okay. Cable guide's in good shape. So, first thing I'm going to do is actually unwind that cable. So I'm not worried about showing online on the video because it takes too damn long. So, be back when you get unwound. Stand by. Okay, so I got the cable finally untangled all the way. It was a bit of a job, so I didn't want to show it to you. So, first let's get this going. Now I want to take this clamp off, at least undo the clamp. This clamp I've never found to be particularly good at holding the cable in place. I mean, I was at a tournament once where, I think I told the story before, where a guy ran the cable out and just jerked it out, destroyed the circuit board, and the reel was down for the rest of the tournament. In fact, it was Nationals 2012. So I'm going to just first undo that a little bit. Okay, that's off. Put that aside. I'm going to pull the cable through that grommet. So I have to break it loose from there. It gets stuck down. Pull through. And then I have to take it off the board. Now the board here, this is one of my nits I have on this. I prefer these pads to be staggered a bit so we have some spacing. Because right now they're very close together. Make sure nothing gets on. They're really close together, as you can see how close together they are. And the honest to God can stand be a little farther apart, but they're not. So I've got to work with. So my soldering gun. Also, got to note the order is from the front to the back. It's green, brown, white. So my mnemonic, it's George Bush W. Okay, it's off there. Okay, so now I gotta find the cable fall on the floor. Oh crap, there it is. Okay, so got the cable. I'm gonna push it through from the inside through that grommet. If I can find the grommet. There it is. Yep, gotta get in my position to see it. There it is. Okay, pull through. And now, as I strip the wire, put it on. So it doesn't strip that much of it, an inch. And that's what we always do, bend it and do a little cut here. Blade's starting to go. Place for the next one. There it goes. Okay, that's done. Gonna cut the Kevlar away. So don't need that. Come on, Kevlar, get away. There we go. Now, there we go. So the Kevlar reinforcement's gone. Don't need that. Now strip the wires a little bit. Don't need to strip a whole lot of them. Just a little bit. Nice and stripped there. And now I'm going to need to tin the wires, so I'm gonna then real quick readjust the camera a little bit here. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is put some. First, I'm gonna put some soldering paste on the wires. So I'm gonna grab them together, stick it in there. Got some soldering paste on those, put this away. Need it for a while. Doing two things here. I'm making sure that the wiring is crunched down so it doesn't bleed over to the side. Also wiping the excess stuff off. So now I'm gonna tin them real quick. Just one more time with the camera. See a little better. That's a little better shot. That's tinned. That's tinned. Okay. So the wires are tinned. The vise aside. Before I put it down, I also want to make a strain relief knot and put it here in the clamp. So first, let's find out where it's going to be. Right about there. So now it's going to be about here. That's all right. What this will do is, if this runs out again, it'll jam up here on the clamp. If the clamp comes loose, it'll jam up on this and won't pull through. So now I gotta get this wire under the clamp, which is going to be the difficult part at times. Needs to come up a little more. Didn't do it? Okay. Let's see if it's loose enough. Get a screwdriver into that. Okay. Or do it the easy way instead of fighting it and just slip under the hole. Slip it under the clamp. Wrap it together real quick, drink it a little tighter. Okay, oops, it sprung back. Try to take two on that. Okay, there it goes. All right, now I got it. Okay, so again, we're going to put the clamp right about here, or the knot rather. Let's see, that can be fine. Gotta be fine. So we'll tighten the knot a bit. All right, now I can put it on. And that comes the fun one, because sometimes putting this thing down is an issue. Hopefully it won't be screwing that up. Let's get my forceps to hold it in place. Yep, almost at. There we are. Okay, so now I know it's George Bush W. I'm gonna go from the back and use W first, which is the white one. Readjust the angle on this a little bit. Alrighty, so there it is there. There we go, put that back a little bit. Yeah. I should put it on. I hope my head won't be in the way here. That's out of the way now. Okay, that's on. Let's get brown. That's on, and green, and the wire broke. Okay, broke loose. Okay, so it didn't actually break the. Sorry that the wire didn't break. The joint broke. No worries. I'll get on that. And now there's a problem. It got so hot enough that it actually melted the other solder joints, which is what I didn't want to have happen. Oh, it slipped. Hang on. So that's why I wish there was a little room to play with here. Okay, put the white back on. Okay, all three are on now. Now, because it's so close, I want to take a screwdriver, go between them, make sure there's no bridging, I don't feel anything. That's pretty good there. Okay, now, we have to wind this up, all right? This one says between 9 and 10 revolutions, which we're gonna do. But first, we're gonna take the cable, find the back end of it and feed it through here. Okay, so we feed the other end of the cable through the cable guide from the back. If we do anything else, I'm going to tie a knot in it. It's for later when I start winding the cable up. Actually, right up there. Okay, now I'm going to pull through. Okay, now it's on. Now let's wind this up. So, I found the easiest way for me to do this is to bring it from the loop and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and let it rewind by itself. And then I'll wind it and do it again. There's no set number of turns. Let's pull the cable up. Okay, what I want to do is have it so it's about done. That was really loose when the knot comes up. So now I can put those 9 or 10 turns on it. So let's put 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There go 9 turns, and now I want to make sure all the cable pays out. I'm going to pull all the way out. Also means if it does pay out of the way, I can wind up in the drum so the cable doesn't just have an overwrap. Let's hope it doesn't happen that way. Okay, pays all the way out. Now let's retract all the way. Yep. So that's done there. That moves fine. The donut's there. Okay, now I can put the lid back on. Put the screws back down. And yes, I see the missing foot. I'll fix that later. So to get this done right now. Okay, so that's done. And now I can do the other side, which is the putting the plug head on. So that's a little easier of a job. That's a little more room to work with here. Take this nut out, don't need that anymore. Device back on, I'll leave that. And now I get to do this part. Take that apart. Let me get my other drill. Get this pull out. Get my power drill. Get the right bit on there. Be this one here. Okay. So now we take this part. First off, spring comes out. Then the containing the bail, all the screws, and this is where magnet disc comes really handy. Okay, there's one nut. Second that fell out. Here's a third and fourth. Yep, that's out. Okay, so there's top casing. Okay, that's the retaining clamp. And that's in there. And there we have the bottom casing. Here is the plug head. Oop, the clamp came off. There's the clamp. So, I'm going to put a new one of this sheathing on, but let's take this part first. Now this particular one, this mnemonic, is George W. Bush. Now this is one thing I have a little complaint with Favero. It'd be nice if this order matched the order on the circuit board, but oh well. Let's take this off. So again, just desolder these, pull it off. Don't need that anymore. But I do need to put more solder on the pad. Hold on. Okay, so we have to put some more solder on this because some of it came off the pad. Easy to do. It's going to melt. Okay. So there's that. And now before I go on, I'm going to put this aside and work on the cable. Now, first we're going to do is put the spring back on. Make sure the tab, the little tab at the end here, is sticking toward the plug head. And I do this because if I strip this wire first, it'll get caught going through here. Be really difficult to push through. Now I have the new cable sheathing to go on. That's the strain relief. Now I can go ahead and do the stripping and soldering. I gotta change that blade, it's pretty getting old. Let me change the blade on this, hang on a second. Let's see. Okay, Okay, there's that. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Take 2. New blade. So. Oh, much better. I'll be a little more careful when I cut. At least it's get there. So use that. Put that aside. As before, cut away the strain relief. Okay, now strip the wires again. And as before, tighten together. Into the solder paste we go. Now on this one, when I pull them apart, I'm not as worried about being extra strands hanging off the side because it'll be this farther apart. So I'm not worried about that still. Okay, so there we are, nice and tinned, or rather, not tinned, has the solder paste on it. Now I can tin the wires. Do some of my solder iron first. It's not working very fast. Uncrank, recrank the screws to hold the tip in place. Makes them its corrosion off. It keeps it a little bit faster. I can tell by the feel of the buzzing on it. There you go. That's tinned. That's tinned. That's tinned. Okay. Bring this back. Remember, is George W. Bush. That's CBA. So green goes first. Okay. That's George. W. Goes now Bush. Okay. Now it's on. But now before I put anything back together, I want to make sure that I test everything. So my test box is on. You can't see it from where you're sitting. I'm plugging in the one body cord into the back. I can find it from here. Okay, I have to tilt the back in a second here. Usually you can find it easy, this time I couldn't. There's that. And we're gonna get this other cord, plug it into the other side. Make sure you have continuity, is what I'm looking for. Okay, we have good continuity, and it's stable. Not flicking good, I can put it back together now. So now, I'm going to Pull that strain relief up. Right about there. Tie another knot in it. Get rid of this and do this right now. So there's the knot, again, right at the front. And that's going to go right here in the casing. So I'm going to put the bracket, the little brace on, just a little bit. Oops. And drop it. Hang on a second. Make sure it bites in next time. Ah, it shifted. Okay, my bad. There it goes. Now, before anything else, as far as I went, I see it. I thought I saw it. Is that it? That was not it. Very cool. It is amazing how far these things will bounce if you're not careful. Unfortunately, I have a little headlamp on to see where it went. Ah, there it is. Okay. And there we have it. Forwards being blocked by the legs. Okay, so now back to this. There it is. Put a second one in. Boy, I'm having a hard time there with the clamp, aren't I? Some days just can't win. And now it's going. Okay, now I can. So now it's just biting in. I'm going to pull this all the way back so that the strain relief knot's against the clamp. Tighten the clamp down. I'm going to pull the spring up. Put the spring in place. Put the plug head in place, or the receiving ports rather. Okay, that's in place there. So that's in place, springs in place. Put the top down, and I'm always going to put the back end down first to make sure that it holds the spring in place. Here's it. Put the bail back on if I can get it untangled. There it goes. Okay, you put the D-ring clip in place. Just make sure it lines up. Didn't do it yet. Okay, why not lining up? This side. There it goes. That side lined up. Now I'm going to put this on. Some of the string relief not so big, it actually gets in the way of tightening anything up. Oop, that didn't work. Okay, so almost done there. It's through. Last nut on. Alrighty. That's all the way down. Put this aside. Take the knot out. Retract all the way. And now, the last test, actually two things to do. One is to make sure it's not going to bounce around when it's fully on, plugged in, got a good solid connection, the lines are stable. Now probably the last thing I'm going to do is, what we did before, pull the cable out so it can delivery track with the brake, and that will hopefully ensure it winds up the drum properly. Also make sure there's no overwraps on pulling it out. Okay, and brake works. Oops. And a little tanglement here, not worry. It's a brand new cable, it's going to do that until it, there you go. Okay, so now we have a new cable on it. This one's ready to go. That's our Recable Favero reel. Happy armoring.